Greetings, John Montague here. I wanted to share with you an experience I had. I've been meaning to do this for years and threatening to do it, but I hadn't done it. And that's hire a virtual assistant to help with getting some things done. So I had this spreadsheet. It's a list of about 75 companies that I wanted to do some outreach to. Very basic spreadsheet. This is the information I had. Company name, CEO first name, CEO last name, LinkedIn profile, main domain, et cetera, et cetera. On out to a bunch of information, how many employees, where they might be in a pipeline, deal stage, what industry they're in, number of employees, et cetera. And the last one, most important, is notes and then articles. I always like to go find a couple of great articles with the CEO and or the company, but primarily the CEO to get good context. Okay, so no big deal, right? Right. So I go out. I've used Upwork. I'd never used Fiverr, so I decided to target Fiverr for this one. And I looked around, hundreds and hundreds of listings, found one with a 5-star rating, and hired this gal, or I don't really know, but she used well, she didn't even use names. She had a female avatar, so I assume it's a woman. But anyway, I said, hey, how much to do this? And it came back $10. I was like, that's a no-brainer. Easily. You know, I have a disease where I will get way too deep and I'll read all the articles, and that could have taken me minimum 2 hours, more likely 4 hours. So it was kind of a no-brainer. Now, there were some hiccups. Platform fees all in, it was like $12.50. I mean, just a no-brainer. This is what I got back, and it wasn't what I expected. All my grid lines were gone. Some of the links were hot, some weren't. Some were blue, some were black. It was kind of a mess. But, you know, the information was there. Now, I don't know why they did this. Some of these names, the first name is formatted to the top of the cell and the last name to the bottom, and that's not consistent. Some of them are formatted fine, but a bunch of them you can see are like that. Kind of crazy. So I fixed that. I needed the spreadsheet, so I just fixed it for my purposes, but I wanted to test the service. So I sent it back to them and said, hey, this isn't what I asked for. Why is it formatting's all weird? And I had to list it out so they'd know exactly what to fix. And it was a day late coming in the first rev. So that was one knock against them. Then it wasn't correct. That's a second knock. I sent it back to them. Took another day, but I got it back. And the third rev was fine. They cleaned it up. Everything worked fine. I'd already cleaned it up into this, but I will say, you got to try this. I mean, it was an absolute no-brainer. I saved several hours of work, got what I wanted. I will continue to do it and try I don't think I would use that company again because I expected it to take 1 to 2 days. It took 4 days. But still, just a huge win-win. Good for them, good for me. You got to try it. Check it out. So I'm going to keep doing it until I find somebody who's really, really good and look to kind of leverage them on some of my projects to get them done a little bit more rapidly. That's my experience. I wanted to share it with you. Reach out if you have any questions or any more details, and happy hunting. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.